Many thanks for staying with us. Now time to delve into a topical issue, and that is talking about the situation of insecurity in the country. And of course, the Pan-Northern Socio-Political Area Consultative Forum has blasted the President, Major General Buhari, over his regime's inability to tackle insecurity across the country. The forum's position was contained in a statement issued by its Secretary General Murtala Aliyu in Kaduna on Monday. The ACF expressed concern that the nation's security situation is worsening, such that it can drift to dangerous escalation of violence and bloodshed. It said the president must go beyond the usual condemnations and be pragmatic in his approach. And to further discuss this with us is Dr. Dayo Kayode. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Dayo.
Ambalale, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Edekufu scarcity.
It's a pathetic situation.
You know, in Yoruba land, we greet with everything. Robbers went to somebody's house the previous day, and the following day, Ekolia now.
Wow.
Really?
So Ekufu scarcity, Leo.
You know, the Yorubas would say when a matter is beyond tears, you laugh.
Yeah,
we just have to laugh about it. But it's quite pathetic. It's not, you know, good for the people. So many people are stranded, and the hike in fuel.
I know how much I suffer to get fuel to move around. You just have to move around because.
That's one of our topical issues, but let's first talk about this security situation, especially now that the Arewa Consultative Forum is saying that the president needs to do more than condemning all of these insecurity activities. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, much as I appreciate what Arewa people are saying, they should go further.
How?
By hitting the nail on the head. Either the president likes it or not. Yoruba will say afẹ́fẹ́ ti fẹ́ àti rí fùrọ̀ adìyẹ. That is, the wind has blown. We have now been able to see the fowl properly. Either he likes it or not, he is an accomplice.
But they are already saying that the president needs to go. You don't think that's enough?
What I'm saying is the president is an accomplice. And the Senate is docile. Because the Senate, they know what they're supposed, they know what they're supposed to have done before now.
Like impeach the president?
By sending him out. Even we, the populace, we have slept too much.
How about the cabinet?
And we are still sleeping.
2/3 of the cabinet.
You say what?
How about 2/3 of the cabinet?
What's
the ministers.
What will they do? Are they not appointees of the president?
2/3 of them, if they sign a letter saying the president is incapacitated, he can get.
It's not that the president is incapacitated now. No, it's because it's that the president is an accomplice. You don't understand.
But how do you mean when you say accomplice?
Accomplice in terms of.
Okay.
Remember, when that train mishap, hijack, and kidnapping happened. Those people, they came up to own up. And they said, the president, they did that act to the nation. Because the president had refused to honor what they both agreed on. And people probed them further. And then now said, they have asked him to release, I think about 9 or 10 of their members.
Their children too.
No.
They talked about their children too.
It's not about their children now. Members that are in Kuje prison. To release some of them.
But you're not aware that they talked about 8 of their children who were also held in captivity.
That's what I'm saying. Either their children or whatever, their members are in captivity in Kuje.
Could that have a relationship with the Kuje prison?
Wait now, Shepi, I'm trying to tell you a story. I'm trying to prove a point. And these guys, they came. Let us forget about whether they were being given some security alerts, information that they did not make use of. But the scenario is what we need to analyze. over 300 of them. They passed through the APC, mounted at Kuje prison. How many meters away from Kuje prison? APC, armored personnel carrier, not all promises cancelled. Okay? They did not touch it. Nobody ever reprimanded them on that way. Except one guy that was later killed. May his soul rest in peace. That member of NSCD. Yes. So and throughout they were there for how many hours operating? How did they know, number one, where those files office was before they burned that place? How did they know where their members were? Who changed? Why was it that when those soldiers were changed was when they came to strike? Do you understand? Okay, going further, the president came there. If is somebody that have been living up to his billing, what is he going to do? What was he going to do in Dakar, Senegal?
But that
Minister of External Affairs, not even the Vice President, can go. You understand?
Dr. Kayode, if what you're insinuating is that the president has a hand in the Kuje prison break, those are grave allegations.
Not only Kuje prison break, the insecurity we are having in this country. The insecurity we are having in this country. So people that said it. So many people. So, and not until when we the people are ready.
But you've not given any proof. You've not given any fact to back up your...
Baraje said it, that they brought these bandits into this country. These terrorists into this country. Baraje said it. Baraje was part of them when during the 2015 election. He led the new PDP to APC. And he said he won them. El-Rufai said it. That they be, if power was not given to APC, they'd be carrying body bags on the road. He also mentioned it, El-Rufai mentioned it, that I went to settle some of them in Chad. And between you and me, any leader that has refused to tackle any form of insurgents within his territorial integrity under 48 hours is an accomplice. Has been said by late what's his name? That Google, the president we had at that time. Well, it has also been said by CNN Amanpo.
Abacha also said it.
That's the person I'm talking about, Abacha. Even Madam Taraba also said he was going to speed the pace. Sure.
Yes, but these statements are credited to different individuals, not the president himself.
I'm saying the same thing towards him. I'm saying the same thing towards him. Towards him. The president will not say it. And what I, as a person, have been clamoring for since all these days, yes, anybody can miscue. Right? When you are playing snookers, you can miscue. But you come back and chuck your cue, all right? You powder your hand so that don't miscue again. All I have been clamoring for, yes, Mr. President had miscued in the past. Come out. I'm sorry. For sowing the wind that you are now reaping the wild wind. So I will forgive Nigerians. We can forgive easily. And then we now join hands with him to chase away all these people. Because it is beyond rhetorics of buy to Kano. It is beyond rhetorics of changing the service chiefs. Not until when he changes philosophy as regards this insecurity that is facing in this country. Honestly speaking, we don't know who this thing will affect tomorrow.
Well, the president has also been a victim. I mean, his advance team was attacked.
Forget about that. Those are political issues.
When you say political, it may be out of line.
To show that probably this situation is affecting him.
People were killed.
The reason is this.
Do you know how politicians sacrifice themselves? For political issues.
No one is disputing.
Have we not been seeing it here where they sacrifice themselves for issues?
No one is disputing the fact that politics is politics. But what I'm saying is, even the presidency has been involved in this, the president himself. When I say his advance team was attacked, you know, with the attack about 2 weeks ago, where you had 2 people killed. The issue is the advance team's itinerary isn't always released. Yes, the president would always release his itinerary, or the president is paying a 2-day visit, paying a 3-day working visit, and what have you. That can be in the public domain. But in terms of the advance team, you do not know if they are going a day or 2 or 3 before. So if you have about 300 terrorists, as according to reports, attack the president's advance team, then don't you think that the president is also a victim and that saboteurs even within his own security structure?
Those saboteurs, where did they come from?
Within a security structure.
Is it not said that president that has been returning captured terrorists back to the society, getting them into different areas within our system? So what are you talking about? Whoever sows a win will reap a win.
Dr. Dayo, where do you put all of your statements, you know, side by side the president's recent statement that the past 7 years have been tough for him and he can't wait to get out of power and hand over to the next president? How do you reconcile all of the happenings in the country with that defeatist statement?
Political statement. Is it today that the president has been talking? I'm telling you today, if the president should tell me good afternoon, I will quickly look at my wristwatch. Is it after 12? I'm telling you. Because everybody knows that he has always been making vacuous statements since he got into that place. Imagine this.
You don't think the 7 years have been tough for him, as he said?
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
What would the president gain if his administration is filled with insecurities here and there, from kidnapping to banditry? You have domestic terrorism, you know, incessant police attacks, attacks on police stations, correctional centers and all. What does the president stand to gain in that sense?
I will also ask you, what does sadists, you know we have sadists around. Mm-hmm. What does sadists also gain from being sadists? So if only you can answer that, then you'll be able to understand what the president is getting.
That's a mental and psychological disorder. Are you saying that the president isn't fit for that office in terms of mental and psychological capacity?
Is he really with all we are saying in this country? Is he really fit? From the beginning, most of us have been saying it, that we know this man from the beginning. When he was the head of state, I was already in the university. And I knew what was happening in the country then. I knew the level of increase in prices of commodities then. And nothing ever changed. I also said, if somebody could leave office at that time, and to the time he was trying to contest, to what extent has he been able to develop himself further to the 21st century developmental issues? To what extent? Nothing to show. Nothing to show. And to that extent, I strongly believe them. And I was saying it. This person that some people, out of their selfishness, some people, out of what they were looking, they now decide to package him. He was packaged for us. And that is the price of the seed we sow in 2014. That is the seed we are reaping now.
But are those who tell you the issues of insecurity, even as
is it insecurity? How about economy?
No, we're closing in on insecurity.
No, I'm only saying
that those who tell you that the issue of insecurity, for example, Boko Haram, insurgency has been on before he came into office. As a matter of fact, at the time, Boko Haram was making inwaves even down to the capital in terms of the Nyanya bombing at the park, which happened twice. But they will tell you that ever since he got into office, that has decreased. Although kidnapping as well as banditry has also increased. Before he came into office, Zamfara State, for example, in Northwest, has been plagued with banditry for forever.
The over 30 years.
That is where I'm coming to. That's where I was coming to.
Okay.
Chibogers. Listen, Chibogers.
Okay.
Happened during whose regime?
Jonathan.
But some of us were saying Chibok girls then was an alibi. It was an alibi.
If you think,
listen, what happened to the principal of that school? What happened to her?
If you
she
think,
was made a commissioner. Listen,
okay,
Madam Taraba, when he was in the government of Buhari's first administration, and he was about to be messed up by El Rufai and co. What did she say? She said she was going to speak bits about the riddles underlining Chibok guys kidnap. Do you understand?
If you are insinuating,
what I'm saying is, who believe that the Chibok girls kidnap was a hoax.
If you are insinuating that,
really, those people.
What about those who came back?
Listen now. Those people, the scenario of Chibok girls, whatever form it is, was a political alibi.
If you are insinuating that
political alibi.
Let me take you on this. If you are insinuating that the Chibok girls was a hoax and it was just probably one of those plays to get a pawn or a king off the chessboard.
Exactly.
The question then would be other issues of insecurity that have been even before the Chibok girls. I talked about banditry in Zamfara. We've had the Edda farmers clash ever since, although it gained prominence, during this administration, but it's been for like forever. If you go back to, the thief crisis of 1959 and all, you have it there, even back to 52. My question is this.
Matasini is also there.
Yeah, my question is this.
Yeah.
You look at the insecurities we've had from, let's just close it to probably 4, kidnapping, banditry, which has now been gazetted as terrorism, Boko Haram insurgency, and possibly, attacks on police stations and correctional centers. About 3 of those, insecurities have happened way before 2014 when, Buhari was getting on the scene in terms of being elected.
Should I get to should I put some light?
You have the floor.
In all these things I say, listen, there is no society that you don't have security breaches.
Okay.
Remember, we discussed one here of recent as regards the one that happened in Akron, Ohio.
Yes.
Okay. It happens everywhere. But the question is, what form, what nature, what character does it have within it? Farmer elders clash has always been there.
It's always been there.
Okay?
Even when open grazing was permitted by the law.
But between you and me, when we were growing up, I grew up in a village. Forget about the English we speak now. I grew up in a village where you see elders in the morning going like that with egrets following them. And we be following them because of that egret be doing like this. Do you understand? And then somehow you now see one white this thing. You now think is that egret that is there. And when those people are now coming back in the evening, they give us water, which these days you guys call yogurt. Do you understand? Without any problem. You don't see them carrying guns. You only see them with what? Clubs. But these days, this one they now call Elders Farmers Clash is fake.
How is it fake?
Because you now see them with guns.
Okay.
Relax. When they are being arrested, they will call one big Goga somewhere. And they will call, release them. And they will release them. They will come and fight you. But when you fight them back, they will say you are the one causing problems. You will be the one to be dealt with. Why? Because they have some people sponsoring them from somewhere.
Okay.
Somebody giving them backing from somewhere. And that's why they could be doing that. Go and see, if you like, put dagger by your side, whether you'll be arrested by police or not. But these are guys, they will carry AK-47, even on the streets. And nobody dare say anything.
All right, Dr. Dai, we have to wrap it up. We really do not have much time. But in wrapping up, the Global Terrorism Index ranks Nigeria as one of the countries that has 2 of 5 deadliest terrorist groups in the country.
ISWAP,
How do we, where do we go from here?
You see, for you to understand where we go from here, I will take you back a little bit. When Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was in charge, you can flash back. You're going to see that we had a reduction in the incidences of all the security breaches around. So if we are coming from there, I can assure you, if Nigerians can think right and put in the right leadership, come 2023, we now have a new breath of life that all these people can, one way or the other, little by little, be chased away from our system. Because at that time, they will know that, ooh, we have no backing. Then there will be discipline. There will be punishment for all of them. Because of that, I mean, we have a respite.
That's a good place to leave it. Thank you so much, Dr. Dayo Kayode, for your time. Of course, you're still with us. We're still going to talk about another topical issue, but that will be after this break. Please don't go anywhere.